Hello, my name is Rachel, and today I'm going to kind of piggyback off last Thursday's video. Last Thursday I told you about the 5 goals that I set for myself, which really quickly were to read 100 books for Goodreads, to read 30 books that I physically own, to read 1 new release coming out each week, to read more literary adult fiction, or even nonfiction, really just more adult content, because being a school K-12 librarian, I tend to read children's books most of the time, or at least young adult. So again, more adult fiction books. I tend to call those mom books because they're like books my mom would read. And also, I like to post 2 videos on my channel every week. So in order to do that, I decided to use a planner this year for all of my reading, bookish, booktube-ish things. And in a previous video, I showed off my new Erin Condren. This is a large monthly planner, and I wanted to have a planner for this anyway, and then I wanted to try out the new monthly planner they have, which it doesn't have like each of the weeks in there. It just has like every week has like its own little page to it, and then you've got more blank pages in the back. So really quickly, I'll show you how I've kind of set some things up in here to keep track of my goals. So first off, for this monthly spread, you can see some days that are highlighted. I've highlighted upcoming readathons and then made little notes about it down here. That way I'm ready for those readathons. I haven't used this monthly view yet too much. I have set goals for reading and for the videos I want to make here, and I've kind of washed out readathons and whatnot, but I haven't really used this too much. I'm hoping to maybe kind of transition to using this as like notes, writing down what I'm reading, how much I'm reading, maybe budgeting out pages if I need to make sure I get those new releases done on time for my Tuesday videos, whatever. Just hopefully like notes, because these boxes are humongous. I'm used to much smaller ones, so we'll see how that goes. And then you have this, what they call like a productivity page. On this side, I broke it down into all of the weeks of the month, and I've listed some new releases, and I'm picking one to read each week, but I also then have my list handy for when I make my Tuesday videos of my new releases coming out. And then on the next page, I'm using this just kind of as notes here in the middle. I've been tracking the books that I purchased. I got 3 ebooks for like next to nothing. So I wrote those down, and any books that I acquire this month I'm going to put here, as well as just any notes. I haven't really felt the urge to write anything down yet too much, so there's kind of empty. And then over here, I'm going to keep track of the books that I've read each month and the rating, so that's handy for a wrap-up. Then, that's pretty much all I have filled out for month-wise, but I made an awesome page in the back. Now, as I'm flipping to it, I have to say that I feel like I pretty much plagiarized this from Peace, Love, and Books. I found a page on her Instagram from her bullet journal that I absolutely loved, and I pretty much just plagiarized her idea. So, I hope you consider that as the biggest form of flattery, and thank you very much for the wonderful, wonderful page that I could totally copy. I will leave a link to her YouTube channel and to her Instagram down below as well. Thank you very much for that wonderful idea, and I hope you don't mind me stealing your idea. But on my page here, the first thing I did was I practiced my little faux calligraphy up here, which I'm super excited about. Yes. Then I wrote down my 5 goals, as I mentioned on the top of this video here today. Then I made this giant box, and as you can see, it says Goodreads goal, and each of the boxes is going to get filled in with my 100 books that I want to read. So there's 100 squares to track that towards my Goodreads goal, and then I'm also going to be tracking the books I read that I own and the quote-unquote mom book. So if it's a book I own, it's going to be in pink. If it is an adult book, aka a mom book, it's going to be in blue. If it is both of those things, it's going to be split. And if it's neither, it's going to be green. So that way I'll be able to look really quickly and decide how close I am to my goal. So right now I've read 1 book that I physically own, and I've read 3 mom books. So I'm doing all right. And I have to say, it's so gratifying to color this in and see how I'm progressing in 3 different goals with 1 little box that I color in. It's so much fun. If you don't have a box yet, I highly recommend it. Then I tried something that I have been dying to do, but I'm not very artsy fartsy. I'm not super creative. I'm not a very good doodler, or whatever you want to call it. So I've hesitated because I just didn't think it was going to be good enough. And I finally just decided, you know what? It's now or never. Let's try this. And that is to make the shelf, like with all the little drawings, and like label like the books you want to read. So look, I did it! Here, let me get it up close so you can see. How cute is that? Oh my gosh. Now, please don't, get too on me from my awful drawings that I'm excited about. But I'm pretty pumped. I thought it turned out so cute. And then in each one of the books, on the spine, I wrote the name of a book that I'm hoping to get to this year. This isn't really like a hard set TBR, but they're just books that are on my radar that I would like to get to this year. And I feel like if I have this list here, that I will be able to refer back to it and try to kind of keep myself on track with books that I would like to read when I'm looking for something to read. So I think it'll just try to narrow in my search. Instead of just going down and looking at my shelves for something, I can pick something that I know off the top that I want to read. So really quickly, the books that I wanted to read on here, we have Anna and the French Kiss, Between Shades of Grey, which I'm currently reading right now with my book club, Big Little Lies, because I'm so excited for that show to come out, Blood for Blood, which is book 2 by Ryan Groudon, and I'm super excited to get to that one, The Boy is Back, and The Bride Wore Size 12 by Meg Cabot, both of which will finish that series for me with what's been published now. I'd like to start Cinder, the Marissa Meyer series. Gemina, I would really like to read that one. I was hoping to get to Harry Potter 3 and 4 this year. Handmaid's Tale, that's going to be a show on Hulu as well, and I really want to read it. Jane Eyre, Fangirl, Hot Six by Janet Ivanovich. I'm up to that one, and I'm hoping to get definitely through 6 this year. Fox Forever by Mary E. Pearson, that'll finish up a series for me. You by Carolyn Kepnes, I've heard that's so good. The Girl That Kicks the Hornet's Nest, this will complete the original trilogy of this book, or this book series for me. I know there's a new one that just came out within the past couple years, but the original trilogy will be complete for me then. In Cold Blood by Truman Capote, it's a kind of a classic murder novel, and I'm excited to read it. The Regional Office is Under Attack. That's a book that I got to meet the author for last year, and I'm so excited to read it. I just haven't had a chance to pick it up. Reach, that will complete a series for me as well. That's the Matched trilogy. P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. That's the second book in her series that is now going to be a trilogy, so I want to read the second one, so I'm ready for the third one when it comes out. Perks of Being a Wallflower, because I still have managed not to read that somehow. Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, because I just got back from Savannah and I didn't get a chance to read it while I was down there, so that is tops on the list. The Lightning Thief, because I have not read a Percy Jackson book yet. The League and the Lantern by Brian Wells, because I got to meet this author. He came to our school. Easy, I can't remember this author, but I think it's Webb. Maybe, I don't remember, but I've heard really good things about it and I'd like to get to it. Don't Get Caught by Kurt Dennen. This is another local author. Court of Thorns and Roses. F is for Fugitive. That's Sue Grafton. That's a series I'm trying to make progress with. Red Rising, Scorpio Races, Six of Crows, A Study in Charlotte, Throne of Glass, Vicious, The Winner's Circle, Wonder, Wrath in the Dawn, Unravel Me, and Queen of the Tearling. So that's kind of my just vague TBR of books I'd really like to get to that I've heard wonderful things about, so hopefully that happens. And then at the very bottom, I just have 2 grids here. One has 52 squares, and it's for my new releases, so I kind of in pencil just lightly wrote down the dates of every Tuesday this year, which is typically when books come out, and then I colored over in pink when I have read a book for that week, because again, one of my goals is to read a new one each week. And then I did basically the same thing, just times 2 for the video, so I kind of lightly wrote down all of the Tuesdays and then left a blank square next to it. That way I can color in when I do my Tuesday video, and then when I do my Thursday video, which doesn't always make it up on Thursday, but hopefully, again, I can track to make sure I get 2 each week. So that's kind of my layout for this. I'm super excited with how this turned out, and again, thank you so much for letting me steal your layout. Peace, love, and books, and I'm hoping to really have a spectacular year and just be the best little reading booktuber person that I can be, and I'm excited. So let me know if you have any goals for this year and how you keep yourself on track throughout the year. I feel like I'm doing really good so far, but we're only, 2.5 weeks in, so how hard is that? The real test is going to be come like June if I'm still keeping track of everything, but I'm hoping this will keep me, with the goal in mind, or the goals rather, since there's 5, and on track this year, but we'll see. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you again soon with another video. Bye for now.